Hello students, welcome to the Java class. In this video, we are going to see in detail about each and every interfaces inside collection framework. So what is the first interface inside collection framework? The first interface is collection itself. So when we should go for collection? If we want to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity, then we should go for collection. So that is point number one. That is, if we want to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity, then we should go for collection. Next, what collection interface consists of? The collection interface defines the most common methods which are applicable for any collection objects. So that is point number two. The collection interface defines the most common methods which are applicable for any collection objects. So how many methods the collection interface defines? The collection interface defines 12 methods. So these 12 methods are applicable for any collection objects. So now we are going to see all the 12 methods. So what is the first method? The first method is I want to add an object into the collection. So what is the method to add an object into the collection? The method name is add itself. So what I can add? I can add object. Add of object O. So what this method will do? This method will add an object into the collection. So my next requirement is I want to add a group of objects into the collection. So I want to add group of objects. How can I add a group of objects? Add all of. So what is a group of object? A group of object is nothing but a collection. Collection C. So what this method will do? This method will add a group of objects into the collection. Next, I want to remove an object from a collection. So what is the method to remove an object from the collection? Remove. Remove of. So what I should remove? I remove an object. Object O. So remove of object O means the object O will be removed from the collection. Next, I want to remove a group of objects from the collection. So what is the method? Remove all of. What is a group of object? A group of object is nothing but a collection. Collection C. So remove all method is used to remove a group of object from the collection. Next, I want to retain only the specific objects into the collection. So what is the method? Retain all. Retain all. I want to retain only the group of objects in the collection and I want to remove the remaining else. So retain all of collection C. So what is the meaning of retain all? The retain all means to remove all the objects except those present in C. Okay. Retain all means to remove all the objects except those objects present in C. Next, I want to delete all the objects. So what is the method to delete all the objects? The method name is clear. So clear is used to delete all the objects in a collection. Next, I want to check whether a specific object is there inside a collection or not. So I want to check whether a specific object is there inside a collection or not. So what is the method? The method name is contains. Contains of object O. So I want to check whether this object is there inside a collection. Then the method name is contains. Next, I want to check whether the group of objects are there in a collections or not. So what is the method? Contains all. I want to check whether the group of objects are there in a collections or not. The method name is contains all of collection C. Next, I want to check whether the collection is empty or not. So what is the method name? Is empty. So is empty is used to check whether the collection is empty or not. Next, I want to check the size of the collection. I want to know what is the size of a collection. So what is the method name to know size of a collection? The method is size itself. Next, I want to convert a given collection into an array. So I want to convert any given collection into an array. So what is the method name? The method name is toArray. So toArray method is used to convert any given collections into an array. Okay. Next, I want to access the collection elements one by one. So I want to access the collection elements one by one. So what is the method name? If I want to access the collection elements one by one, I should go for a cursor. Okay. So what is the cursor? The cursor name is iterator. So iterator is a cursor to access collection elements one by one. So total how many methods are there? There are 12 methods. So these are the most common methods which are applicable for any Java collections, and these 12 methods are defined inside which interface? These 12 methods are defined inside collection interface. So what are those methods? So what is the first method? The first method is add method. If I want to add a object into the collection, that is add object O. Next, I want to add a group of object into the collection. A group of object is nothing but a collection. Okay, add all of collection C. Next, I want to remove a object from a collection. Remove. I want to remove a group of objects. Remove all. Next, I want to keep a specific objects into the collection. Retain all. Next, I want to remove all the objects from the collections. Clear. Next, I want to check whether the object is there inside a collection or not. I can go for contains. Next, I want to check whether the group of objects are there in a collections or not. What is the method? Contains all. Next, I want to check whether the collection is empty or not. What is the method? Is empty. I want to know the size of an collection. Size. I want to convert a given collection into an array. What is the method? toArray. Next, I want to access the collection elements or collection objects one by one. So I should go for a cursor. What is that cursor? That cursor is an iterator. This cursor concepts and all we will learn in the next videos. So you can note down all these 12 methods. From here you can note down. So these are the 12 methods along with the return types. So you can pause the video and you can note down these 12 methods. So what are the implementation classes of collection interface? The collection interface doesn't have a direct implementation classes, that is a node. So what is the node point? There is no concrete class which implements collection interface directly. The next interface is list interface. So what is list interface? List interface is a child interface of collection interface. Okay, list is a child interface of collection. So what is the next point? When we should go for a list? If we want to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity where duplicates are allowed and insertion orders are preserved, then we should go for list. So this is point number 2. If we want to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity where duplicates are allowed, that is duplicate objects are allowed and insertion order must be preserved, then we should go for list interface. So we shall see an example for this. So assume this is a list and these are the content of this list. So A, B, C, D, E, A are the objects of this list. So are there any duplicate elements? Yes, there are duplicate elements, that is A is duplicated. Okay. When we should go for list? If we want to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity where duplicates are allowed and insertion order must be preserved, in that case we should go for list. So how we can preserve the insertion order? So we can preserve the insertion order by using the index. By using index we can preserve insertion order. Next, are there any duplicate element? Yes, A is duplicated. So how we can identify the duplicate elements? So we can identify the duplicate elements by using index of that elements. List of 0 means it is a A, list of 5 means that is this A. So we can differentiate between a duplicate objects by using index. So index plays a very important role in the case of list. Okay. So what is the next point? The next point is that is we can preserve insertion order via index and we can differentiate duplicate objects by using index. Hence index will play a very important role. Is it clear? So we can preserve insertion order via index, and also we can differentiate duplicate objects by using index. So hence index will play a very important role in a list. So next we have to see the methods which are applicable for list. So what is a list? A list is a child interface of collection. So that is, whatever the methods which are there inside collection interface will be available to the list interface. So all the 12 methods which are there inside collection interface will be available to the list interface. So along with those 12 methods, the list will define 8 specific methods which are applicable only for list. So list defines how many specific methods? List defines 8 specific methods which are applicable only for list. So now we are going to see all the 8 specific methods which are applicable for list. The first method is add method. So add method, add of int index comma object O. So what this method will do? This method will add a object in a specified index. So this add method is going to add a object in the specified index. Say for example, if I want to add an object f in an index 3, so what will happen? The object f will be added in the index 3, and the remaining objects, what are the remaining objects? D, E and A will be shifted to the right. Okay. Yes. The next method is, I want to add a group of object in a specified index. So what is the method to add a group of objects? Add all. So add all is used to add a group of objects. Where? In a specified index. Index comma collection C. Why collection? Because a group of object is nothing but a collection. So what this method will do? This method will add a group of objects in a specified index. What about the remaining objects? The remaining objects will be shifted to the right. Next. The next method is, I want to remove an object from a specified index. So what is the method to remove an object from the specified index? The method is remove. Remove an object from the specified index. Int index. Next. I want to get an element. I want to know an element in a specified index. Given the index, I want to know what is the element. So what is the method? Get. Get of int index. So given the index, I want to know what is the element which is there in that index. So what is the method? Get. Next. I want to replace an element. So I want to replace an element at a specified index. Okay. So what is the method to replace an element? So what is the method to replace an element? The method name is not replace, it is set. Okay. Set is a method which is used to replace an element from the specified index. So set int index comma object O. This object will be added and the previous object will be replaced. This object will be added and the existing object will be replaced. Remember, for replacing, the method name is set. It is not a replace. Next, I want to get an index of an element. Okay, I know an object, but I want to get an index of that object. So how to get an index of an object? The method name is index of. Index of. Index of what? Index of object. So I know an object. I want to know the index of that object. So the method name is index of. Next, what this index of will do? For example, if I give index of A, what will happen? For example, if I give index of A, so what it will give? Which index it will return? Either it will return 0 or 5 because we have duplicate elements. A is present in 0th index and also A is present in 5th index. So what it will return? this will return the first occurrence of an A. So what is the first occurrence of an A? 0. So this will return what? This will return 0. Okay. So index of will return the first occurrence of an object. Next, I want to know the last occurrence of an object. So I want to know the last index of an object. How I can know the last index of an object? The method name is last index of. Here L is small, okay? Last index of object O. So what this method will return? This will return the last index of an object. For example, if I give last index of A, so what it will return? It will return 5. Okay. Next, the 8th method. So what is the 8th method? If I want to access the list elements one by one, then what I should do? If I want to access the list element one by one, I should go for an cursor. So what is the cursor for list elements? The cursor for list objects are list iterator. List iterator. L is small. List iterator method. Okay. If I want to access a list elements or a list objects one by one, I should go for a cursor. So what is the cursor for list elements? The cursor for list element is list iterator. So these are the 8 specific methods which are applicable only for list. So what are the 8 methods? Add. So if I want to add an object in a given index, I should go for add int index object O. Next, if I want to add a group of objects in a specified index, I should go for add all. Next, if I want to remove an object from the given index, remove method. Next, if I want to know the element in a given index, I should go for get method. Next, if I want to perform replace operation, I should go for set method. If I want to get a index of an object, index of. Next, if I want to get a last index of an object, last index of method. Next, if I want to access a list elements one by one, I should go for a cursor. So in the case of list, the cursor name is list iterator. So list interface defines the following specific methods. Which are the following specific methods? So these are the following specific methods which are applicable only for list. So you can pause the video and you can note down these methods. This is the complete hierarchy of list interface. So what is a list interface? List interface is a child interface of collection interface. Next, what are the implementation classes of list interface? The implementation classes of list interfaces are array list, linked list, vector and stack. And this vector and stack are introduced in which version? This vector and stack was introduced in Java 1.0 version. So this is the older generation classes. Hence it is also called as legacy classes. So now we have to see the implementation classes of list interface. So what is the first implementation class? The first implementation class is array list. Now we have to see what is an array list. So now we have to see what is an array list. So what is array list? An array list is a collection, right? Yes, an array list is a collection. Since array list is a collection, it should be implemented based on some data structure. Every collections are implemented based on some data structure. So what is the data structure of array list? The underlying data structure of array list is resizable array or growable array. So what is the first point? The underlying data structure of array list is resizable array or growable array. Next, whether the duplicates are allowed or not allowed? Yes, the duplicate objects are allowed in the case of array list. Next, what about the insertion order? Whether the insertion order is preserved or not? Yes, the insertion order is preserved because it is a type of a list. In a list, the duplicates are allowed and insertion order is preserved. Okay. Next, what about the heterogeneous objects? Heterogeneous objects are allowed in array list. Remember, heterogeneous objects are allowed in every Java collections except tree set and tree map. So what is the next point? Heterogeneous objects are allowed. except in tree set and tree map. Everywhere heterogeneous objects are allowed. I will explain why in tree set and tree map heterogeneous objects are not allowed, okay? Except in tree set and tree map, everywhere the heterogeneous objects are allowed. Next, what about null insertion? Can I insert a null into a array list? Yes, null insertion is possible. Okay. So what are the five major points of array list? The underlying data structure is resizable array or growable array. What about duplicates? Yes, duplicate objects are allowed because it is a type of a list. What about insertion order? Yes, insertion order is preserved because array list is a type of a list. Hence, the property of list is applicable here. Next, what about the heterogeneous objects? Heterogeneous objects are allowed. Except in tree set and tree map, everywhere heterogeneous objects are allowed. What about null insertion? Yes, null insertion is possible. So now we are going to see the example for array list. So before seeing an example, we should look at the constructor of an array list. So we should look at the constructors of array list. So that is how to create an array list that we should see. So what is the first constructor? The first constructor is array list L is equal to new array list. So what this constructor will do? This constructor is going to create an empty array list object. So what it is going to do? It is going to create an empty array list object. So what will be the size? The default size will be 10. It creates an empty array list object with a default initial capacity of 10. So what happens if I want to add a 11th element? We have seen this in our previous video, right? So in our previous video, so what was the size of the list? The size of the list is 10 and we were trying to add a 11th element. What happens if I try to add a 11th element? If we try to add a 11th element, a bigger list will be created. So what will be the size of that bigger list? Will it be the double the size of the previous list? No. So there is some formula with this. So that is, if an array list reaches the maximum capacity, now the new bigger list will be created. What will be the size of the bigger list? Yes, once the array list reaches its maximum capacity, then a new array list objects will be created with, so what is the new capacity? What is the formula? The formula is new capacity is equal to current capacity into 3 by 2 plus 1. So this will be the size of the new array list. So yes. So now what is the default capacity? The default capacity is 10. So if I do not specify the size, the default capacity is 10. So what if I try to add 11th element? If I try to add 11th element, a bigger list will be created. So what will be the size of the bigger list? The size of the bigger list is current capacity, that is 10 into 3 divided by 10 into 3 divided by 2 plus 1. So this will be the size of the new list. This will be the size of the new array list, that is 16. Next, what happens if I try to add a 17th element? If I try to add a 17th element, a new bigger list will be created. So what will be the capacity of new list? The capacity of new list will be 16 into 3 divided by 2 plus 1. So that is 25. Next, what if I want to add a 26th element? If I try to add a 26th element, a new bigger list will be created. That is, every time when the array list reaches its maximum capacity, if we try to add a one more element, that time a new bigger list will be created. So what happens if I try to add a 26th element? If I try to add a 26th element, a new bigger list will be created with the size how much? 25 into 3 divided by 2 plus 1. So what is the result? The result is 38.5. So what will be the size of the new bigger list? Whether it will be 38.5? No. So what will be the size? The size will be 38. Okay. So this is an integer number. The size is an integer number. So it will take only the whole number, that is 38. Is it clear? Array list L is equal to new array list. So this is the first constructor. Next, we have to see the second constructor. So now my requirement is, I don't want to create an array list with a default initial capacity. I don't want to create an array list with a default initial capacity. I want to create an array list with my own initial capacity. So how can I do that? That is the second constructor. Array list L is equal to new array list of int initial capacity. So this will create an empty array list object with the specified initial capacity. Okay. So this will create an empty array list object with a specified initial capacity. Now we have to see the third constructor in an array list. So what is the third constructor? The third constructor is array list L is equal to new array list of collection C. So what this constructor is going to create? This constructor is going to create an equivalent array list object for a given collection. So this is going to create an equivalent array list object for a given collection. So why this constructor is required? This constructor is required to convert a given collection into an array list. So given any collection, I can convert it into array list. For that purpose, we can make use of this third constructor, that is array list L is equal to new array list of collection C. Okay. So totally there are how many constructors in the array list? There are 3 constructors. That is constructor without any arguments. It's going to create a empty array list object with a default initial capacity of 10. So what is the formula for a new capacity? The formula for new capacity is current capacity into 3 by 2 plus 1. So what is the second constructor? The second constructor is array list L is equal to new array list of int initial capacity, where we are specifying the initial capacity of an array list. So that is, it creates an empty array list object with a specified initial capacity. So what is the third constructor? The third constructor is used to interchange or interconversion between any given collection object into the array list. So given any collection, I want to convert it into array list. So then I can make use of this third constructor, that is array list L is equal to new array list of collection C, creates an equivalent array list object for the given collection. So now we are going to see the example for array list. Now we are going to see an example for array list. So first I will import java.util.star. Next, I am going to create a class called ArrayListDemo. Class ArrayListDemo. Next, within this class, I am going to define a main method. So public static void main string array args. Now I want to create an array list. So how to create an array list? Just now we have saw array list L is equal to new array list. So what this constructor is going to create? This constructor is going to create an empty array list objects with a default capacity 10. So what is the default initial capacity? It is 10. Now I want to add an elements, or I want to add an objects inside this array list. So what is the method to add an objects? That is add method. L.add of, I will add a. Next, I will add one more element, L.add of 10. Next, L.add of, I'll add a. Next, L.add of null. Now I will print this array list. System.out.println. So I will print this list, that is L. So now what will be the output? So is the insertion order is preserved? Yes, the insertion order will be preserved. So what will be the output? The output will be A followed by 10 followed by A followed by null. Next, what about the duplicates? The duplicates are allowed? Yes, the duplicate objects are allowed. Here I am passing A twice, that is duplicate objects are allowed. So what about heterogeneous objects? Yes, the heterogeneous objects are allowed. Here I am passing string A and here I am passing integer 10. So the heterogeneous objects are allowed. What about the null insertion? Yes, null insertion is also allowed. So save this, compile. How to compile? Java C. So what is the file name? Array list demo.java. So compile. So don't worry about those notes. So how to run? Java space array list demo. So now what will be the output? The output will be A10 A null. So the output will be A10 A null within the square brackets. The square bracket indicates list. Okay, the square bracket indicates the list. So insertion order is preserved, duplicates are allowed. Next, heterogeneous objects are allowed, and null insertion is possible. Now what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to remove an element. remove L dot remove of 2. So what it is going to do? It is going to remove an element which is there in a second index. So which element will be removed? That is 0, 1, 2. This A will be removed. So I'm going to print this system dot out dot println L. So now what will be the output? The output will be A comma 10 comma null. So this will be the output. So next what I will do is, I will add an element, L dot add of. So where I will add is, in the second index I will add. The second index, so what the element I am going to add is M. So this is the element I am going to add in the second index. Now L dot add of, I am going to add one more element N. Now I am going to print system dot out dot println L. Now can you tell what is the output? So here I am removed a element which is there in the second index. So what is the element which is there in second index? 0, 1, 2. A will be removed. So I am printing that. So output will be A10 null. Now I am adding M in a second index. So 0, 1, 2. After 10, M will be added and the null will be shifted to the right. And that is, it will be shifted to the next position. Next, I am going to add a N. So this, where this N will be added? This N will be added at the end. So now what will be the output? The output will be, so here what will be the output? It will be A comma 10 comma M comma null. So after this, now what will be the output? Now the output will be A comma 10 comma M comma null comma N. So if we are not specifying the index, the element will be added at the end. Okay, so now this is our expected output. Save this, compile, Java C array list demo, Java space array list, that is A10 A null in the first case. Next, after removing the second index, the output is A10 null. Next, after adding M in the second index and N at the end, the output is A10 M null and N. So this is an example for array list. So if you have any doubts, please contact me.